I've lived and worked in Paris for over 10 years, both for big brands and premium brands. I always used to love going to Paris for Fashion Week. The thrill and creativity of the shows, designers coming from all over the world to show on this international stage. Whereas New York fashion is more about commerce, although of course there are beautiful creative designers there too. And London fashion is more about edgy new designers. Paris fashion continues the long tradition, not only of haute couture, but of ready-to-wear, of those historical and mythical designers like Yves Saint Laurent or Coco Chanel. I used to dream of working for these brands when I was younger. I'll confess, I binge-watched the whole cheesy swinging around the Eiffel Tower while eating a rose-flavoured macaron series of Emily in Paris. Did you? One grand fromage indeed, though who doesn't love a delicious melting slice of cheese? Her costumes were dreadful and the men. Yet French style undoubtedly has appealed to women all over the world and certainly has a sense of polished ease, not to mention je ne sais quoi. In this video, I'll be giving you 3 tips on how to bring a touch of French style and attitude into your life over 40. And if this topic interests you, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. And if you're ready for a style reset, I've popped the link to my free guide in the notes below. Stay tuned to the end to find a surprising fact about French women. Having lived and worked in Paris for many, many years, I can tell you that there's a lot of truth to the fact that women make an effort to look good every day, and that they manage to be elegant and relevant no matter what their age. For me, fashion is a cultural reflection. That's what makes it so exciting. It embraces everything that's going on in the socio-economic environment. In art, it references literature, film, everything all together. I read English literature at university, and I love the fact that fashion represents all aspects of culture and brings them together into different garments. And you don't see that anywhere as clearly as you see that in Paris. By the end of this video, you'll have some ideas of what makes French style so that you can apply to your wardrobe. I'm Aleksandra Olenska, and I've worked as a creative director and stylist for luxury brands including Chanel, Celine and Vanessa Bruno, as well as magazines including Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And I've been featured in international press including Forbes, Elle, The Sunday Times and The Independent. I now help directors and leaders in midlife and beyond to rebalance that work, busy lifestyle you've become accustomed to, because you know life's too short to stay in that career-driven comfort zone. I help you to redesign and restyle your life, especially at midlife with life-changing transitions, such as the breakup of relationship, divorce, menopause, or turning 40 and beyond. From your home and your wardrobe to your mind and social life, I help you with your stylish next chapter to step into your best life, because I know you're ready to rock life again. So here we go, we've got 3 tips about French allure. Tip 1. Recently, while walking down the Rue du Bac, just by the Musée d'Orsay, I happened upon the vision of a 77-year-old Catherine Deneuve advertising the French label Saint Laurent on a bus shelter. It reminded me of last year when I ran into Catherine Deneuve doing downward-facing dog in my local Pilates centre. This wouldn't be uncommon, as the Pilates centre that I frequent in Paris is full of modern midlifers and glamorous grannies who do reformer and gyrotonic in thick gold chains, dangling earrings, and at least a little lipstick. It's a breath of fresh air amongst the yoga bunny studios that I'm used to. It is true that in France, there does seem to be a certain reverence and respect for women of a certain age. And there she was, Catherine Deneuve, the gorgeous thick blonde hair, a formidable bouffant of gold locks, the bold gold earrings, and the wide kohl-rimmed eyes, that strong signature style identity, the enigmatic half smile, the touch of stylish je ne sais quoi. And isn't that inner sense of style and confidence beaming out what we're all looking for, to radiate quiet confidence and magnetism from the inside out, whatever situation we're in, without even having to say a word? And who knows what amazing things that can attract into your life. I love how Deneuve has evolved her style identity through the decades, keeping true to herself and her gorgeous hair and her love of bold earrings, but making the most of her changing body shape and getting older with all of the life changes that brings. In other words, look back at your style and find the key things that you love about it. So maybe not that Nirvana t-shirt phase from when you were 11 years old. Are there aspects of your style that come up again and again that you love, like Deneuve's long earrings and big blonde hair? Or for me, my lifelong love of wearing 6 centimetre sandals all year round with tights if necessary. It's the dash of English eccentricity within me. What are those 2 or 3 anchor aspects of your style that you can take forward into this next exciting chapter of life? It could be a particular trouser shape or hem length, or a hairstyle or accessory type that you love. On another note, apparently Deneuve once said, "A woman has to be intelligent, have charm, a sense of humour, and be kind." It's the same qualities that I require from a man. Don't you just love that? Style comes from within, after all. Likewise, French Vogue editor Emmanuelle Alt, who's in her mid-50s, is the epitome of easy and modern French chic. Like Deneuve, she's perfected her signature style and wears endless variants of it. In her case, that looks like striped t-shirts, especially in navy and white, a French classic. And to make the look her own, she injects a touch of edge. Some leather, a leather jacket, some leather trousers, or a distressed denim, for example, but she keeps the rest polished. It's all about looking put together and deliberate. She crops off trousers to show off her beautiful ankles and adds feminine shoes, so play with contrast. She plays with kitten heels and also often wears those two-tone Chanel pumps. So find a signature style and create variants of it. Tip 2. There's some truth to Fleabag's now infamous line, "Chic means boring, don't tell the French." And yet the myth of French women still holds global allure. The truth is, though, that very few French ladies actually eat pastries every single day. They are, on the whole, fairly slim after all. And they don't go necking whole bottles of red wine each night either. Here's the less sexy truth about French style. It's about moderation and discipline. The truth is that it's not just about the clothes, which are often on the more classical side. It's the approach to style and the approach to life. It's that sense of studied effortlessness that actually takes a lot of work. It's a dedication to pleasure and a commitment to yourself. So the effortless look is in fact far from effortless. In my methodology, when I work with private clients, we talk about the art of the incremental upgrade. It's those small things that when they come together and add up, make you look refreshed and put together. In France, that can be having regular manicures, usually red, scheduled in with your favourite therapist. Loyalty's a big deal. It can be having the same dermatologist since childhood that you see more regularly than your dentist. And it's always about enhancing your natural beauty, having your hair cut regularly in a flattering way, and using cosmetics to make your features shine, rather than covering yourself with a mask of makeup. It's also about accepting your quirks, the things that make you unique. Your interesting nose, for example, or your beautiful eyes. That's not to say that French women don't have tweakments. I know an eyelash specialist who services women of the 16th neighbourhood, without their husbands knowing, of course. And the waiting room at a famous cosmetic surgeon in Trocadero is a veritable who's who of over 40s French tastemakers. But when they do, it's just that, a tweak, not a whole new body shape. And it's also about doing what you choose to do with pleasure and panache. To sit at a cafe and really savour that croissant or glass of red wine, as opposed to wolfing down a Starbucks muffin at your desk. And taking the time for yourself just to watch the world go by. It's empowering. It's also about embracing your femininity and enjoying being a woman. It's about riding a bicycle with a skirt and high heels around the streets of Saint-Germain, rather than power lycra. They save that for the Tour de France. It's about bringing intentionality into every area of your life and enjoying it. And finally, tip number 3, it's not about buying mountains of clothes. It's about selecting pieces intentionally with consideration of the rest of your wardrobe, of what's going to mix and match together. This is partly practical. Paris apartments tend to be on the smaller side, for example, and partly cultural. The history of French fashion is rooted in haute couture, so savoir-faire is still ingrained in their mentality. The idea of buying better quality pieces that will last, for instance. And that's also why classic styles are popular, often spruced up with those identifiable markers of French style, such as a quilted Chanel bag, or a Birkin, or two-tone shoes, or a tweed jacket. But then it's not just about the clothes. As we've said, they're more on the classic side. It's the attitude with which you wear them. Not quite arrogance exactly, but on its way there. It's that attitude of quiet self-assuredness, of enjoying life and having that inner sense of sexiness and satisfaction that radiates out, giving you your very own sense of je ne sais quoi and French style. It's about embracing your feminine power and enjoying being a woman with everything that can mean. I've always been drawn to Paris with its sense of savoir-faire and sheer beauty. You are surrounded by history and heritage everywhere you go. Living near the Palais Royal, I love going for morning walks and taking in my coffee and wine. The lifestyle really is beautiful as much as the buildings. And that sense of heritage, of luxury, of savoir-faire really aligns with my beliefs. The beliefs that we shouldn't buy too much fast fashion, the belief that we consume too much in the world, the belief that surrounding yourself by beauty can enhance and support your life, the belief that well-crafted, well-made objects and clothes can last you a lifetime and are going to enhance every part of your life. And the belief that fashion isn't just about money. In fact, I've always been far less interested in fashion and the trends, although of course we can use those to pep up our style, a little hint of something. And of course, although you're surrounded by that rich heritage of French history, and I always said that after I'd seen haute couture shows, that is to say, these handcrafted, handmade pieces that are really like the fantasy of fashion, that I wouldn't need to see another fashion show. It didn't quite work out like that though. I still love going to see the latest trends, even if I'm more interested in style than fashion. Fashion for me is a tool that we can use in moderation to express our beautiful styles. If you'd like more help with your inner wiggle and almost feel like you want to start again in your life as well as your style, then watch my next video.